Don't give up. Keep going. I know you keep getting set back, but keep going. You've been trying. Keep getting knocked back, but keep going. Don't give up. It's too early in the game to be giving up this soon. You've been pushing forward, finally striving to be good, right? Remember why you started. Remember why you're doing it. Remember who you're doing it for. Are you doing it for you or somebody else? Or is there a bigger purpose? And is there a reason why you continue to strive forward? I mean, you've been set back, right? And you're having these issues. Well, you need to keep pushing forward because you remember that night that you were feeling lonely and upset and those problems kept attacking you. You said, hey, I'm going to make a difference. This is not who I am. I'm going to make a difference. So I set out these goals to do this and this and this. And you yourself made the plans to do that, all that you wanted to do. And so now that you're finally here and you come across one setback, you're thinking about quitting? Do you deserve this? If you really wanted it, would you be upset about this setback? This is just a problem that you have to overcome, right? Hello everyone, welcome to Gentlemen's Gathering, episode 17. And today we'll be talking about a little bit of what you've seen in the first clip. And the introduction is just don't give up. Keep going. I know you've had a setback and things don't seem like they'll ever get better, but if you just continue to strive forward, it'll get better. And I think that's what we're talking about a little bit today, is just how we can continue to grow in that better mindset, right? So as you watch this video, keep an open mind and how to observe and contain more knowledge than what you had before and how you can deal with these setbacks. So let's start with a story, right? You plant a seed and the next day you check on it. What are you going to see? Nothing. There shouldn't be any change at all, right? You plant a seed in the ground and you wait for it to change and grow, right? You don't check day to day. You check maybe several days after or weeks later or a month from now. You'll see that it's astronomically grown so much. But if you check yourself every day for new changes and new growth, you might find that nothing's really changing. But if you look at when you started and compare it to now, you'll see that times change and it allows for you to grow. It just takes a longer duration, right? You can't come back the next day and be like, oh my gosh, my plant hasn't grown, right? You don't put it down and stop feeding it water and giving it the nutrients, right? Maybe your nutrients is just reading or containing more knowledge and learning new things that you didn't know. Like we said multiple times before, the next step could be the last step to the top, but you must take the next step in order to see what awaits for you. You'll never know if you never take the next step. So we kind of like to pity ourselves and be like, why me? When instead we should say, try me, right? Come for me and we'll see how I can handle this. We need problems in order to figure out solutions. And I know it gets hard and you've continued to push forward and these setbacks just keep coming, but I promise you'll never know when that next step is the last step unless you take the next one. You have to continue to focus and strive. Say, why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? It's too early in the game to continue to do anything wrong and, you're too ahead of it. You're ahead of the game, right? You've started. And that's the hardest part, is getting started. And I congratulate you for doing that. It's one of the hardest things to do, is saying, hey, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm doing it for. I've had all these problems. Well, I'm still going to do it. I'm strong. My mindset's different now. I'm a better person. I can do this. Right? And it just takes building that firm foundation and being able to stand tall on that foundation. Proverbs 24 verse 3. Through wisdom is a house builded, and by understanding it is established. What I have here in my notes is that we must seek information and knowledge for the things we are unaware of, so then we can finally understand them to start. What I'm trying to say is that even when hardships are brought upon us, it is up to us if we want to give up and fall back into the same place where we started. Do we want to continue to let these setbacks continue to stop us from progressing forward and doing it for the bigger purpose, right? Or we can fight through this setback. We can study a little bit more. We can dedicate our time a little bit, a little bit more properly, and it will help you grow. And eventually you will be able to make it to that next step. It's just taking your time and setting things apart and dedicating your time to the proper things and not necessarily letting these little setbacks put you at a halt. And it's not your fault that you don't understand why these setbacks are happening. You're not meant to understand it, right? We're not meant to understand what happens to us right away. It takes time to learn these things and learn from bad habits. It may take 1 or 2 times, or maybe 3, 4, 5, right? But as long as you continue to push forward and learn new things, you'll get there, right? You've got the mindset to grow. You'll get there. And as we begin to knock down every blockade that is set in front of us, we start to realize that, hey, I can do this. I've done this before. I can do it this next time. And each time another one arises, you learn that it gets easier. It gets easier to win those battles. And no one sees these battles, right? No one sees these things that we go through, especially whenever we're at home alone or out in our car or driving or just walking down the road or street or whatever it may be, right? Whatever your circumstance is. You may not be able to understand that these people, they don't see what I'm going through. Well, I'm here to tell you that, I don't understand what you're going through, and I'm sorry that you have to go through this, but you have to in order to grow, right? You don't see the change right away in a plant. You wait for it weeks and days and months later in order to harvest the fruit that it may carry. And you won't be able to have these fruits if it's not your season. Write that down. You may not have the fruits if it's not your season. Apples don't grow year round. Oranges don't grow year round unless you're from Florida, right? But still, you have to wait for these new things. That's what this new journey is about. Conquering new problems alone and being able to depend on yourself. Otherwise, if you can't depend on yourself, you will be leaning on somebody and always asking somebody else the questions, and you will continue to set back and not get anything done. Focus on what you can do at the moment. Break it down. Break down the problem until you can conquer this little step, right? You say, well, I need to do the grass today. Well, how am I going to do that? Well, I need to get a lawnmower. Well, I don't have money to get a lawnmower, so let me get some jobs in order to get the money to get a lawnmower, to mow the lawn, to make it look nice. It's all about finding that low medium step that you need to get to first. Just keep breaking it down. It takes time. Focus. Don't give up. Keep going. Hustle. Keep grinding. You can do this. And I know you may be that single parent or younger teenager that can't quite grasp what you need to do right now, or you may be that entrepreneur or business owner that you just don't understand, and I don't have the answers for you. I'll tell you that I don't have the answers for you right now, obviously, because I'm not in your standpoint. I'm not there, and it's up to you in order to take that small step forward, right? And I believe in you. It takes time, and it takes trials and errors and problems and setbacks, right? This is how we grow. Storms are meant to tear you down a little bit, but they're also allow for you to get nutrients. I guess what I'm trying to say is that in the hard times, good times come. When you go downhill, you have an uphill. When the stock market goes down, it eventually has to come back up, right? I don't know if I can put in any other terms that you'll understand. But anyways, you can do this. Strive forward. Keep going. Push forward. Don't give up. Focus. Dedicate your time wisely. Be proper in all the things that you do. Be diligent. in managing your time and giving it to things that will benefit you. And one last thing is focus on you. You're in your healing stage. Who cares what anybody else thinks? You gotta do what you gotta do. Don't hurt anybody else or don't harm anyone, but be diligent in what you need to get done. Only you know what you need to get done, and, well, nobody else really understands that but you, so keep an open mind. Be nice to others as well, though. Don't be bashful. Focus on what you can do. Have a wonderful day, evening, night, or whenever you're watching this. Just stay safe and healthy. Thank you.